Once upon a time in a faraway land, there lived a kind-hearted girl named Cinderella. She lived with her stepmother and two stepsisters, who were unkind and treated her poorly. Cinderella was a sweet and gentle soul, and despite her circumstances, she remained hopeful and dreamt of a better life. One day, the kingdom announced a grand ball to be held at the royal palace. Every young maiden in the land was invited, as the prince himself sought a bride. Cinderella's stepsisters were excited about the opportunity to attend, and they spent days preparing their gowns and accessories. Cinderella watched them from a distance, longing to join them at the ball. When the day of the ball arrived, Cinderella's stepsisters left in a flurry of excitement, leaving her behind. As Cinderella sat alone, feeling sad and forgotten, a tiny sparkle of magic appeared before her. It was her fairy godmother, who had seen Cinderella's pure heart and wished to help her. With a wave of her wand, the fairy godmother transformed Cinderella's tattered clothes into a beautiful gown, complete with glass slippers. She also enchanted a pumpkin into a magnificent carriage and turned mice into horses to pull it. Before sending her on her way, the fairy godmother reminded Cinderella that the magic would only last until midnight. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Cinderella thanked her fairy godmother and stepped into the carriage. As she arrived at the royal palace, all eyes were on her. The prince was captivated by her beauty and grace. He couldn't take his eyes off Cinderella as they danced and laughed together, forgetting the world around them. Meanwhile, the clock struck 11, and Cinderella remembered the fairy godmother's warning. She bid the prince a hasty farewell and rushed from the palace, leaving behind one of her glass slippers in her haste. Days turned into weeks, and the prince couldn't forget the mysterious girl who had captured his heart. He decided to find her, and with the glass slipper as his only clue, he embarked on a quest throughout the kingdom. The prince visited every house, allowing the ladies to try on the glass slipper. But it seemed that no one could fit into the delicate shoe. As he arrived at Cinderella's home, her stepsisters tried to squeeze their feet into the slipper, but it was hopeless. They were shocked when Cinderella stepped forward, her foot slipping effortlessly into the glass slipper. Realizing she was the girl from the ball, the prince embraced Cinderella, and they shared a true love's kiss. The prince knew he had found his princess, and Cinderella's dreams of a better life had come true. Cinderella forgave her stepmother and stepsisters for their past mistreatment and invited them to live with her in the palace. From that day forward, Cinderella's home was filled with love and happiness. She became a kind and fair queen, ruling alongside her prince, and they lived happily ever after. And so, the tale of Cinderella reminds us that even in the face of adversity, kindness, goodness, and a pure heart can lead to a life filled with love, joy, and the realization of our dreams.